It's actually not that whether the liturgy may change, it must change. If we take it seriously that it is something that you do because you want to find your identity and your way forward together in a group, then it will have to change. It will have to go in a direction that makes sense for the people you're doing it with. It's not an option not to change. If we kept that rule and said it can't change, then we would have had to do it like the Catholic Church did for a long time, that we'd have to do it in Latin. But even they realize that their members don't understand what's going on. We have to change to the vernacular, to the language that people speak. And that's a very big change. But it must always still change in such a way that it does what it is supposed to be doing. And it must do it better than before. So improvement can only be measured in terms of whether it is doing what it is supposed to do better than the previous version. If we're just changing for the sake of changing, or because we think it might be more entertaining, you're not really doing it a good deed to the liturgy, because you are probably watering it down. So it must still be a public service. It must still be an event through which people find whose they are, to whom they belong, and where they are going, and where they receive the message of the one to whom they belong. The message that God is gracious, that God is accepting, and He accepts them unconditionally. It must not be driven by either fashion or the addiction to novelty that is the illness of our modern society. We are addicted to novelty. We think if something is new, it must be better. And unfortunately, that's not always the case. In fact, very often, if it says new, you can take for granted that it's actually worse than the previous one. If it doesn't do what it is supposed to do. In other words, help people find each other, find to whom they belong, and find where they are going. If that happens, then yes, it must change.